If you want to hit hard like this, do damage like this, destroy your enemies like this, well look, I need you to go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and become a part of the LM universe. Look, I need you to stick around, and welcome to my Thor God of Thunder build.
I want a house on the hills, I want a house full of bitches, plus closet full of designer, money stacked up to the ceiling, moving forward, never coming back, on a mission where it's life's at, souped up, strapped up, Marshawn Lynch, it's time to make a play, it's time to make a play. You ain't talking money, then silence.
Okay, look, before we get into this video, I thought I'd add this funny clip of me playing with Captain America earlier today.
Which one of y'all kicked me?
Now I'm finna show y'all my Thor build. Okay, first I'm gonna start up top. I'm at level 50, 140 power. Alright, my melee rating is 2119. My defensive rating is 835. I don't too much focus on defense. My range rating is 835. I don't too much focus on range either because I use Millionaire basically to pin people. It does plenty of damage. So I don't too much have to focus on that. But my heroic rating, this is where it's getting interesting. It wasn't in my plan to make my heroic rating high. I just started getting there and I started noticing how his ultimates melt people. And the way I build, you can get them back by just hitting metal objects and your ultimate builds back up. Okay, so we're gonna look at some of the base stats inside each one. Okay, so we're looking at the melee rating. The might is a factor to that. You won't get with might. My melee damage is 1612. My ultimate heroic charge is 21.5%. My might overall is 221. Then valor is the effect of that, and I believe your heroic rating. We'll get to that in a minute. But its heroic effectiveness, my valor is 121 overall, heroic effectiveness is 3961. The critical damage is 211%. That's crazy. Okay, then we look at my proficiency. My overall proficiency is 236. The critical chance is 28.2%. That's more than a fourth percent of a chance. That's more than 25%. More than a fourth. Okay, then my perk chance that my perks on my gear go off is 27.6%. That's a good percentage. Okay, we're gonna go on to, we're gonna look at defense, but I'm gonna let y'all look at it. You know, I don't do too much on the defense scene, but I still have 11,000 health. That's good. That's a good amount of health for Thor. You want, okay? Then we go into my range rating. My range damage is 636. My precision is at a 0. I don't worry about range too much because I just use Mjolnir to pin people basically, or to get my electricity effect off. My assault heroic charge rate 3.5%. That's not bad. That's with my Mjolnir basically when I attack with Mjolnir. Still, you're looking at everything else is the same because the valor and proficiency goes to range rating too. Then valor goes here. Like I said, valor's gonna be the same all across the board. You see, valor's gonna be the same all across the board. But this way it gets interesting. Resilience, that goes heroic and defense. My resilience is 37. Like I said, I don't too much worry about defense, but if I get a little resilience, it helps my heroic rate. My armor, 7.9%, same across the board. My support heroic charge rate, 3.5%. Okay. Valor, my heroic effectiveness, same across the board, but intensity is where it's different. This is where your stuns come in and your status effects. Okay, my stun status meter damage at 8.0%. My intensity is at 0, but I'm still at 8.0%. My status resistance is 4.0%. You know, like I say, I'm too much trying not to get hit, so status effects are not gonna affect me too much. I don't focus on getting hit too much. Okay, we're gonna get to some of the gear. We're gonna start with we're gonna do the artifacts later. But as far as my first piece of gear, I got braces of the Thunderer. You know what I'm saying? I got proficiency at 58%. We know that's melee. I got might at 49%. It's at 49. And it's only at 135. It's not even maxed out yet. You know, so we're looking at, it does gamma. That gamma is real nice. Putting the gamma, especially with the artifact I have on. We'll get to that in a minute. But the gamma It's light combo finish, invoke a flare of gamma radiation. Gamma ticks. And then you got the heavy power attacks, invoke a flare gamma radiation. So no matter what you do, you can do gamma damage. If you do heavy or you do light attacks. So that's why that's a good thing to run. It's a 5-star legendary. You know, okay, we're gonna get down to, but while I'm talking, even with that being said, you might get something better. But you want to start, you might get a 4-star that's better, but you want to make sure your stats for your melee and your heroic are going up instead of down. Because I had a 4-star I was going to put on, but it was making my heroic rating drop too much. And I'm trying to keep my heroic rating close to 5,000, if not over. Okay, next we're going to go to the Adapt Buff Grip. That's your Millionaire, your hammer. I changed this recently to a 4-star. It was a 5-star. The 4-star was better because it dropped my melee rating, I think 1% or 2%, and my defensive rating 2%, and it my range and heroic rating, it picked it up 2%. So like I said, I focused mostly on heroic rating because I was looking at it compared to the other one. It dropped my heroic rating that I had on, dropped my heroic rating down a lot more than my melee rating go down with this one. So it was a better choice. But like I said, if I get something better, I will change it. But it's just a guide for y'all to see. But we looking at the Adept Buff Grip. Proficiency, which we know that goes for range, I believe. Let's relook. Proficiency is going to go towards range. Yeah, proficiency goes towards range and melee. So that's why, yeah. Proficiency goes towards range and melee. Valor goes towards melee, range, and heroic. I'm letting y'all see it as I talk about it. But you see these sit at 51 and 56. That's good because it raised more stuff across the board. Okay, then we're looking at the perks. Adapt Buff, 39.9% chance hitting the enemy with a ranged critical attack grants a damage buff. That's 39.9%. That's a big percent. Then we got the Electrified Casing. Pinned enemies take shock damage over time. So I can just pin the enemy, leave them down here, die if I want to swing with my fist. But then we going down to the Expert Buff. 55% chance to defeat an enemy with the ranged critical attack grants damage buff. You got 2 chances of getting damage buffs from ranged attacks. So you throw in that hammer, you kill somebody, you get a ranged attack. So I can leave somebody pinned. You know, I say you get a ranged attack, you get a damage buff. So I can leave somebody pinned, let the shock damage kill them over time, and wind up with a damage buff for no reason. You see what I'm saying? I can hit somebody with the hammer and get a crit off and wind up with a damage buff. I can forget how to pin somebody with the hammer, be fighting with my fist, and get a damage buff. So that's a good one to have. Which I could increase it right now, but I'm not gonna for the sake of this video. Try to make the video shorter. Okay, so we're gonna go down to the chest piece. My chest piece. And notice none of this stuff is maxed out. So when it get maxed out, my stats are going up even higher. But might, which is melee. Resilience, we already looked at resilience, is gonna be defensive rating and heroic rating. Proficiency is gonna be ranged and melee. Okay, my might is at 33% on this one. I think I recently changed this one out too, because I had one that really gave me fire resistance, but I said these perks were better. Then it raised everything once I leveled it up twice. My other one's at 135. I leveled this up to 132. It matched with everything else. They got secret perks in here that you don't see. So like this one, for instance, it kind of dropped my melee rating, my heroic rating, but when I raised it up, it was higher than my old item. But all my items was at 135, so I changed it out. Changed this one out to 132. It was higher than what I had. You know, and it's a 4-star. I had 5 stars on. So some of the stars really don't mean too much depending on how you want to play. You want to have perfect all across the board, depending on how you want to build. And your major artifacts are going to play a lot, but we're going to talk about that later. Okay, so my might 33, resilience 37, proficiency 41. We're looking at perks on this. Reflexive inspiration, 14.3% chance parrying incoming attack grants a willpower burst. Parry ability required. I don't really think he has a parry per se, but he can deflect things with his R2 ability, his intrinsic power. He can deflect and explode missiles. I don't know if that counts as a parry, but you know, that perk don't really matter too much. Raise invulnerability, 17.9% chance when critically injured to grant an invulnerability buff. I done seen it. I did the mega high, and I got the vulnerability where if I was taking no damage for, I think it lasts like 6 seconds. It don't last a while, but it lasts long enough for you to go find some orbs or try to get a finish off, take down on somebody or something. Okay, we're gonna go to spin armor. Negative 50% reduction in heroic energy drain. Negative 25% reduction in damage from spin attacks. So the spin attacks that people do, the little robots with the electric arms, they do the spin attacks. You're taking negative 25% damage to that, and you know those hit hard. Those will down you. And you got negative 50% reduction in hero energy. So when those adaptoids or those missiles that drain your heroic energy, you're negative 50%, so it ain't drain as much. Okay, now we're gonna get to the belts. For the belt, I got Grid of Asgard Sea. I had another one on, but this one made my might go up a little bit, and my proficiency was a little lower, but the difference was gained was better than the difference I lost. So I had another one on, same belt, but it was a 5-star also, but this one was better. So that's confusing me in this aspect, but you can always get better gear, so don't just be stuck on, I'm stuck with this gear. Okay, we got lead for my might is at 37, and it's not maxed out, but I started maxing this out better because this is one of my favorite pieces. Might is at 37, and then we got proficiency at 49. We know that's all for might is for melee, proficiency is for heroic, and ranged, if I'm not mistaken. No, ranged and melee. Ranged and melee. Okay. Proficiency is ranged and melee. Okay. Lethal Jarvis Barrier, amazing. 8.9% chance of defeating enemies to activate Jarvis Barrier. It activates sometime when I'm just flying, and I'm gonna show y'all my skill set in a minute. But even when I'm just flying and I activate one of his skills while I slam into stuff, if I fly long enough, it activates sometime with that. So it ain't just gotta be defeating enemies. But defeating enemies activated because I keep it on a lot. But activate a Jarvis Barrier. The barrier protects against damage for 20% of your max willpower. So that's 20% of 11,000 of my health. And the shield it's a big shield, and it lasts a while. It lasts like 60 seconds. So there's a whole minute of shield. And then it keeps coming back. So I pretty much have shield on the whole time I'm playing. Okay, increased charge rate of heroic ultimate ability by 18%. So that's for my charge rate. So yeah, that's good. That's why I charge my stuff by just hitting the middle. When I'm in the elevator, I just hit the elevator panel and it charges my ultimate. Okay, now we're gonna get to the major artifact. I was kind of torn between doing these, but you see these stat drops. When I do any of these, it was out of this one and this one. I increased that one to see if it did anything better, but those stat drops are not worth it to me. But this is a good one for. I'll probably use it on somebody different, but not on him. That's not going on him, because these don't give you any type of, might or anything. Okay, so this one gave me might and valor. It was good for my builds. You know what I'm saying? It's good for melee and heroic. So, and range, because valor goes to all three. So it's a good one. 12.8% increased damage on enemies affected by any status. I do the gamma damage. So yeah, if they get gamma damage, 12.8% damage. 12.8% increased status damage from all attacks. So they gamma damage. Then I got the Quail as the perk, the whole L3 R3, simultaneously to trigger an explosion that deals exploit damage on an enemy affected by any status, and increases all status damage against any unaffected enemies. You see that? If they ain't even affected, it increases status damage to anybody in that area that activate this. Okay, you get this one from completing the story. So once you complete the story, you'll get this one. So that alone, even with just the might and valor increase alone, you see what it get if I take it off. Even with that, if you build in a melee build and a heroic rating build, if you just build a heroic rating, you might, I don't know if it'll really matter, because some of these will be better, especially this one. And this one will be good too, because it basically, you can drain stuff to fill up other stuff. Now you can drain your heroic rating, you can drain to get your health back, you can drain your health to get your heroic rating back. It's just good at filling up other stuff fast. So that'll be good for, like, say Miss Marvel. You want your heroic rating, you get your heroic rating, then you heal. Or Hope, you want your heroic rating, or stuff like that. That'll be good for them, because they got a healing factor. Okay, so I run that. They're just better for my playstyle with my damage build where I'm destroying everything. Okay, we're gonna go down to the artifact. I haven't even increased these artifacts yet, but imagine when I do. You give me 42 might, melee rate, 55 valor, melee heroic, and range rating. Then I haven't even unlocked the other stat, but look at it. Increase to Inhuman Alliance faction XP. That's good. I'm trying to build that up fast because there's a lot of stuff in there you can buy that you can't even buy until you get high levels. It was one I wanted for him, for Thor. I couldn't even buy it, but I got the piece I needed, so I'm not switching it. Okay. Then you got increased stun damage from sprint and evade attack. So if I evade attack and I swing, it increased stun damage. If I run up and hit somebody in the face, it increased stun damage. So yeah, that's a good perk. And that Might and Valor 42 and 55, they're just icing on the cake. Okay, we're gonna go down to this next item. See, a lot of people run ISOs. I'm running this storms for him because they were better for me. Okay, proficiency, and I don't hold on to equipment I know I'm not gonna use. You know, it's pointless. So I'd rather get the resources from it. Okay, Norn Stone. I'm using 2 Norn Stones. Just letting y'all know, Norn Stones are amazing. This one got 3 things: proficiency, which is gonna be ranged and defense, I think. No, range. Proficiency is gonna be range and melee. I keep forgetting it. Proficiency is range and melee. Resolve is gonna be defense and range. I want to say, no, defense and roar. No, resolve is just defense. So I got a defensive thing on. I ain't even know it because I don't too much focus on defense. Give me, and then might. You know, that's just melee. Proficiency, I got 37, so it increases my melee and my range rate. Resolve 39. My defense go up a little bit. You can use a little defense, you know. Might at 30, increasing my melee, because you want to fight a lot. It helps your roar grow and all that. Then my perks: 10% chance enemies will drop additional resources when defeated. I thought I was talking about I was saying Willow. It's Will Smith's daughter, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Okay, you get additional resources. 10% chance you get additional resources. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, then you got, and think about it, it's only at 130. I had the stats haven't even increased yet. Then you next boost, I haven't even unlocked it. So when I unlock one, I'm unlocking the other one because they go hand in hand. 11.9% increased damage from sprint and evade attacks. So if I run up, increase my damage and stun damage. So 11.9, 11.3. That's gonna be crazy when I unlock these perks. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, so y'all see my build on them. Let's go to the skills. Okay, we're not going to even get into these because you can get all those anyways. We're going to get into the stuff that you get to choose one. Okay, you get all this. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to go to the God Blast Specialization skill. You see? And then we're going to go to the God Blast Specialization 2. So, they got some down here. This one basically, you get 3 charges. I didn't like that. Because you get 3 blasts, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? Come out fast. Okay, Assault Heroic Specialization. Enemies caught in God Blast Whirlwind have 30% chances I read the impacts. I had to go with God Blast Whirlwind inflicts 20% more damage and applies cryo damage to targets caught in swirling vertexes. Getting damage with cryo damage while I'm waiting to see who I'm gonna target. And then it's stopping them from attacking me. Even the Adaptoids. Even, I think it pushed Taskmaster off an edge one time. Because he was trying to attack and they kept pushing them back. So and it was the end of the mission. So even with that, I'm doing more damage. So you can melt people. Your heroic, you want to melt people with your heroics really with this build, and you want to be able to hit hard too. Okay, we're gonna go over to the 2 God Blast Specialization 2. We're gonna look at the other ones I didn't choose. Defeating enemy God Blast refunds 5% of assault heroic energy, and didn't want it. Okay, God Blast inflicts 20% increased damage when triggered while overcharged. Sometimes I don't be overcharged, so I didn't want to use that. But chances are you need Divine Chaos skill. By the time you get here, like I went in order, I have Divine Chaos skill. It's on the first tree. Okay, Assault Heroic Specialization. God Blast inflicts 15% increased normal and stun damage against shocked enemies. So when you God Blast, when you shocking them, and then I activate my support heroic first, which makes me shock them. So yeah, we finna get over to that tree. That is basically what you want to build. Well, I build for my Thor God of Thunder build. That's what I'm gonna call it. Okay, Warrior Fury. It buffs the team. It buffs the team. It makes them invulnerable for a while or whatever. It does a lot, and then it shocks people around. You can just stand still and it shocks people. Crazy ability. Okay, we're gonna get over here. Warriors Fury specialization 1 and 2. You know the routine. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna look at the ones I didn't go. Okay, nearby teammates recover 10% willpower every 3 seconds. Ability is active. And nah, nearby down teammates will be revived. Warrior Fury when Warrior Fury activated. I said nah, cause I can use Bifrost and get to them. Cause by the time I got this, I got all 3 of my abilities. Or I can just run to them because I'm shocking people along the way. Okay, then you got nearby teammates receive temporary damage boost of 25% when Warrior Fury is activated. We going for damage. We want to destroy everything. Everything's getting destroyed. Okay, now we're going over Ymir. I seen it. That's the dude from Smite. Now we're going over where Frost Giant. Nearby teammates receive an intermittent eccentric energy boost of 20% while Warrior Fury is activated. We're not going for that. Like I said, we're going for damage. This one is enemies defeated while Warrior Fury is activated have 50% chance to drop heroic orb. If I would have been building a heroic orb, making my heroic come back real fast build, I would have did that. But I'm not. I want damage. Increase critical attack damage by 25%. Critical attack chance by 10% of anyone affected by Warrior's Fury. Think about it. We're getting a 25% damage boost on top of the 25% crit damage, and then a 10% crit chance, destroying people. All right, let's go over to the Bifrost. Bifrost, basically, you can go over people, you can hover, you can revive people. Then we finna get to what it really does. Okay, we're gonna go to 1 first. You know the routine. This is basically a heal. Bifrost creates aura. This is for the auras, and it gives 10% willpower per second of all teammates within the area. Thought about it, but I ain't going for a healer's build, so I said no. This one, Bifrost channels Heart of Jotunheim, and it does cryo damage. Status damage slowing any enemy inflicted. Any enemy in the area slow them or whatever. Didn't want that. I thought about it, I tried it, I said, you know what, this ain't for me. You see how they floating? You see it? But it's not for me. I like this one. Bifrost leads a massive circular hazard. Look at how it sounds. It sounds better. Bifrost leads a massive circular hazardous zone. Burning embers at its impact point, dealing additional damage as well as burn damage to all enemies inside the radius. It's dangerous. It's leaving burn damage, and that goes to your status effect. Well, the cryo would do it too, but this one is better because look, okay, we got this one. You see what it says, but this one leaves a message and it gives burn damage. Then you activate your perk on your major artifact. Everybody in the area getting it, and the people that ain't getting it, they getting more status effect because they're in the area and they got hit by your perk. So by your perk on your major artifact. So we getting over to this one, specialization 2. I didn't show y'all those because you got to automatically get those, so it don't matter to show you. Heroic orbs, like I said before, we're not looking for heroic orbs. We're not looking to build our ultimates as fast as we can. They already build pretty fast. Okay, automatic recover 50% of your max. I'm going fast because I'm taking up a lot of y'all time. 50% of your maximum willpower when returning from Bifrost. We're not looking for that. We're not looking to recover maximum willpower. We'll get our health back. We're not looking for that. We're trying to damage. Ultimate activate Odin Force overcharge when returning from the Bifrost. You get overcharged Odin Force, which is damage. You're finna damage everything when you get that Odin Force. Now I done used all my Odin Force. Now it's back, and now I'm holding my triangle, releasing shockwaves. That you'll get to those abilities. You'll see if you play Thor. Okay, now we're going to the mastery. Hold on, I went back to the gear. Now we're gonna go to the mastery. Let's go to the mastery, y'all. Okay, mastery, you only get to pick one of each perk, but you can change them at any time, so don't be scared to try stuff. But this one, damage specialization 1. This basically increases melee stun damage. Okay, increase all range attack damage. Don't too much do range attack. So we went here. I'm trying to speed through the video, not taking up y'all time. Light and heavy attack boost the energy of all heroic ability meters by 1.5%. That makes up for you not doing the heroics with your abilities, dropping the orbs. Anything I'm doing, giving me, that's why I say I hit the middle and I boosting my heroics. By the time I get out the elevator, I got my heroics back. You know what I'm saying? So anytime I'm fighting, my heroics getting boosted. Steady boosting my heroics, boosting my heroics, boosting my heroics. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Then we're going with damage specialization 2, 1, 2, 3. Increase damage from unarmed attacks. I pretty much try to keep them near. Okay, increase critical damage when air juggling enemies. It's just chances of doing stuff. This was the best one. Increase damage from combo finishers by 25%. That's the best one. You can always do that. You don't want stuff you might do. It might be a chance you do it. Okay, performing a takedown spawns a regen pack. Like I said, we ain't worried about health. Takedown recover bonus 50% of willpower. Nah. Okay, perform takedown spawns roll card. That'll be better. That way we can get that special back that makes up for us not doing it in the others. Okay, we're gonna look at this one. We're gonna say what this do. This is the ranged attacks. We ain't too much worried about ranged attack, but we can't get stuff. Tornado throw causes, it strikes lightning. Series of lightning. I didn't even try this one. It looks interesting. If they even buy it, you see what it does. But this one, man, you can target multiple targets. I don't want that. I don't want that. It's not pinning anybody. You lose the ability to pin people. You lose the ability to pin people with that. I love my pin. Okay, this one, precisely when the hammer flashes, guarantee a throw inflicts 20% critical attack damage. Remember our other perk that if we do critical attack damage, we get one of our perks activated? That's good for that. Everything goes together. Okay, ranged attack with hammer breaks through blocking enemies. Nah, we break them anyways. We break them anyways. We break enemies anyways, so we don't need that. Okay, we going hammer inflict critical attack on return flight. Now by 35%, we ain't gonna do it. Even though that would be good for your perk, but nah. Go with the best one. Increase hammer throw and recall speed by 50%. You want your hammer back fast when you do it. You don't want to take forever to come back. Okay, we gonna look at flying. You shoot out bolts of electricity when you go between people. Nah. Flying quickly, accelerated movement speed, drains Odin Force. We didn't want to do that. We want this one. Flying, it generates an electrical charge that disperses the energy explosion. This one I say I slam this stuff and I get my Jarvis shield. It does that. Okay, we go into this. Defeating enemies. This is the special attack, specializations. Okay. Defeating enemies while Odin Force is active has 25% chance to generate regen. We have no health. There's on 1.2% willpower per hit. Nah. This one, defeating Odin Force is activated, strikes nearby lightning with targets with lightning. So that when they get that lightning effect status damage, you triggering it. Just hitting it triggers it. Okay. Takedowns grant 30% intrinsic Odin Force energy. You could, but nah. Performing a perfect dive grants Odin Force energy. No. Increase the maximum amount of intrinsic Odin Force energy by 15%. That's better. We want more Odin Force. Okay. Reducing the eccentric Odin Force energy penalty incurred. We ain't worried about that. Increases the amount of regeneration speed. That would be good. We ain't worried about that either. We want damage. Reduces overall energy cost of using intrinsic force. You can use more attacks with less cost of the energy. It's about 10%. When overcharged, countering enemy attacks, summons, and this. I'm showing y'all everything, but I should just show y'all what I'm building. But you see, additional lightning bolt with 25%. When I told you got a counter, parry, or whatever. We ain't gonna worry about that. Okay. When overcharged, surrounding enemies will be immediately struck by lightning. No. This is what I chose. When overcharged, power attacks generate small electrical hazards. Better. When you overcharge, you do a power attack and you generate hazards. It's way better. Okay, we going increase damage resistance. Nope. We ain't worried about getting hit. Increase willpower. Nope. We ain't worried about the health. Increase heroic energy regeneration when Odin Force is overcharged by 10%. Get your heroic back faster. That makes us first not doing it in our specialist skills. Okay, this one is increase the amount of overcharged eccentric Odin Force energy gain by unarmed attacks by 35%. No. We gonna keep our hammer a lot. Keep it millionaire. Increase all damage by 15% when Odin Force is overcharged. And you could, it was torn between this and that one, you know. But how long we overcharged? That's what you got to think about. I'm gonna use my Odin Force, so I won't be overcharged long. Okay, we're gonna do this one. When the Odin Force meter is full, increase the amount of overcharged energy gained on every attack by 20%. That's why I keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, because I'm getting it back. When it's full, I'm gonna go overcharge. I'm gonna use it. Then I'm gonna let overcharge again, use it. Let overcharge again, use it. But basically, this is my build. Y'all saw beforehand how it melts stuff, melts everything. Those ultimates melts everything. I hit hard. Y'all already saw. It's just amazing. But yeah, basically that is what you, if you're trying to do a heroic damage build and make Thor God of Thunder build, what we're gonna call this ultimate God of Thunder build, this is what you want to go for. Y'all saw everything. You saw what you needed. The gear don't have to be the same. The perks can be varied, but you know, kind of go in the range of this. So yeah, that's it. You know what it is. This your boy Anti-LMU, LM Universe, the fam. You know y'all boys been rocking with me. If you new to the channel, subscribe. You know, hit that notification bell, leave a like, a dislike, whatever. I only want 2 likes. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's your build, what works for you. And without saying too much more, because I took up enough of you guys' time, I am out. Peace.